I was not beautiful growing up. I just wasn't. I remember when I was 15 years old in high school, I started dating this really cute guy who was a year older than me. He was tall and handsome, he was athletic, and somehow, for whatever reason, he liked me. And it was shocking because I was just not the girl that got that kind of attention. I was academic, I read a lot, super studious, I was more introverted. I just didn't have the confidence or the looks really to attract that kind of guy. But for some reason, he liked me. And that felt so special at that time. One day, when we were walking down the school hall together holding hands, he saw his friends coming from all the way down the hall. And I can still vividly remember that moment playing back in my head in slow motion, like this dramatic teenage movie. You know what I'm talking about.
As if.
He immediately let go of my hand, and I will never, ever forget that. At that moment, I felt like the most unattractive, tiny little person, to the point where 22 years later, I can still vividly remember the feeling of him letting go of my hand. From that day, I started a toxic love affair with beauty, an obsession, if you will, with makeup, hair, skincare. I wanted so badly to be perfect, to be worthy of holding his hand. At first, I used those tools to hide myself, to desperately camouflage the things that I didn't think were beautiful. But as I've matured, my relationship with beauty has changed as well. Being beautiful to people has very little to do with how you look, but everything to do with how you make people feel about themselves. Today, I'm doing a collaboration with my incredibly awkward internet friend, Amy.
Hi, Gabby. Hi.
Somehow, Amy's video popped up on my YouTube homepage, and although we look like very different people, I think we are both actually very alike. Amy is a video editor who specializes in motion graphics, and let me tell you, her channel is one of the most entertaining channels I have ever come across. If my video seems a little different than what you're used to, it's because I had the privilege of collaborating on this video with her. She's edited this whole entire thing.
It's been such a privilege, and also an education. Ow, 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 ow. Ah!
Amy, say what it is that we always say on this channel.
May your day be as flawless as your skincare routine. Let's go.
The first thing that will make you look absolutely gorgeous to someone is actually listening to them when they're talking to you. In a world where we are completely consumed by our phones and we have really short attention spans, giving people undivided attention, engaging and asking them questions without directing the conversation back to yourself will make that person feel important and valuable. There is something called reciprocity of attraction. Reciprocal liking is actually the act of feeling attracted to someone upon learning that that person is attracted to you. Whether this is romantic or not, if you make someone feel like you value them and what they have to say, you will in turn become more attractive or more beautiful to them. I don't know if you've ever had a conversation with someone where in the middle of talking to them, they started checking their phones or they looked behind their shoulder, they were listening to what someone else was saying, they were distracted. Think about how that moment made you feel about that person. You likely not only immediately felt unattractive yourself, but you also significantly lowered that person's attraction in your own mind. If you want someone to think that you are really beautiful, give them the space to be important in your eyes.
The second trick to making people think you're really ridiculously good looking is through laughter.
In a world where people want to know stuff, one woman will awkwardly lead the way. But first, she has to leave her house.
And if you didn't laugh at that, my feelings are not hurt. I think there's nothing more beautiful in the world than the pure joy that laughter elicits. To share in that experience with someone is to feel in perfect alignment with the thread that connects all of us, and that is the thread of belonging. Laughter is disarming, it's healing, it makes us feel seen, and when we feel seen, we feel truly beautiful. What's a funny thing to cut to there?
This is empty.
The third way to look really beautiful to someone is to stay curious. Look at the world as if you haven't seen it a million times before. Habituating to your environment or getting used to something that you've seen a million times is a completely adaptive thing, but purposefully seeing the world for the first time again is magical. One of the biggest blessings of having my 2 kids was experiencing life through the eyes of someone who was experiencing it for the first time. For example, butterflies to adults are bugs, right? Butterflies to children are these beautiful soaring creatures that make patterns in the air. Bubbles to an adult are spheres of soap. Bubbles to children are magical iridescent floating balls that light up their imagination. If you learn to step back and see the beauty in the world around you, you'll not only learn to see the beauty in yourself, but other people will see it in you too.
The fourth secret to attractiveness is vulnerability, not merely because it fosters trust with those we share with, but because the simple act of letting our guard down is the greatest act of courage. When we choose to be vulnerable, we risk the potential for uncertainty, rejection, and emotional exposure.
Yeah, I don't know anything about being vulnerable. I'm not going to be able to do my makeup today.
We don't know how our truth will be received, but in revealing our imperfections, we can also become a mirror for those that relate to us. Because surely there's at least one person that can relate to this.
I'm not really scared of clowns. Unless, I'd be scared of the amount of fun I'm about to not have.
Being vulnerable is not only brave, it also connects us in the most meaningful ways.
Finally, the most foolproof way to look beautiful to someone is to smile. There is actually scientific data that shows that smiling increases perceived attractiveness because it's considered a signal of trustworthiness and intelligence. One of the coolest things about smiling is that the smile muscles in your face actually release endorphins in your brain. So if you're feeling sad and you force yourself to look into the mirror and smile, you're gonna actually chemically help yourself feel better. I can say with full confidence that smiles are the most attractive physical feature of any person. If you're not having a great day and you don't feel overly beautiful for whatever reason, just smile. You'll look way better if you do.
True, but these endorphins are really working overtime today. Beauty takes many forms. We find it in music, in nature, and in the ordinary moments of life. Gabby and I asked other women what makes them feel beautiful, and here's what they had to say.
Wearing a new color or a style that I haven't worn before, and I know that it's the right thing to do because I find myself smiling into the mirror.
I appreciate the good days. And I say that because I have a chronic illness. And some days we just don't feel so great. If I could just get outside and be active, walk with my friends, dance with my friends, that truly is beauty to me.
In 2010, my children gave me these particular earrings for Christmas, and they said, "We got you these, Mom, because they remind us of your eyes. Your eyes are beautiful." It was the very first time ever someone had said to me that I had beautiful eyes. It's a memory I always hang on to.
Let me know in the comments section which tip was your favorite, and go check out the other video that we made on Amy's channel right now. I will leave it in the pinned comment below. This video's over.